Hey guys, it is Kevin here in Japan. It is Saturday afternoon, and it's supposed to rain this afternoon, but it hasn't yet, which is awesome because I've been walking. So I had to work today. I still work Saturdays more often than not, and that's a necessity. Financially, supporting a family is not always easy in Japan. That's something that's been talked about on the podcast before, the Just Japan podcast, my podcast, which I hope you all listen to. So it is January the 23rd. I'm on my way home. I wanted to talk about goals for this year. I'm trying to be optimistic, guys. I'm feeling real good about this. As some of you may know, I haven't really talked about this one very much yet on Facebook or anything, but I am having surgery again. I had surgery last May. A lot of you who follow me on Facebook or on YouTube or on the Just Japan podcast know that I had hernia surgery, hernia repair surgery, inguinal hernia repair surgery, and that was a big mess because that was a hernia that I basically was living with for well over a year. Didn't know what it was. Eventually figured out what it was. It was misdiagnosed by more than one doctor. Told me it wasn't a hernia. Then to try to figure out what was going on with my symptoms, I thought I couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought maybe I had irritable bowel syndrome or celiac disease, all these different things I figured I possibly had. Ends up it wasn't, not just a hernia, it was quite an impressive one. I got that fixed up, and then never really felt right after that. Never did. I was told that I'd be able to start running again about a month afterwards, and everything would be a-okay. And I felt much better than having a hernia, but never quite felt right. And as the entered late fall, I kind of noticed that things were feeling a bit, strange, I suppose. I know this feeling, it's familiar, but on kind of like the other side of my body. And then my wife said, go to the hospital, get it checked out. Went to the hospital, found out I had another hernia. Doctors expected it. They figured it was going to happen. So once I get this one fixed up, I should be a-okay. So what are my goals for this year? Well, I'm going to be your marathon runner again, guys. If you've been on this channel for a long time, or you've heard me talk about it on the podcast before, I was a marathon runner. I started running marathons when I first came to Japan in 2008 at like 32 years old, almost 33. 33 when I ran my first marathon, full marathon. When I say marathon, I mean like 26.2 miles, 42 kilometers. And then I ran 10 full marathons within the 5 years after that, plus one ultra, a 60 kilometer, it's like a 36 miler. That was a charity, like a homemade marathon I did to raise money for Save the Children Japan right after the Tohoku earthquake. But it's going to happen again, guys. I'm going to be a marathon runner. This fall, I'm going to apply for the lottery to run in both Osaka and Kobe marathons. So if I get into both, I'll run both. If I get into only one, I'll run one of them. What else have I done? I gotta lose weight. Doctor said lose weight, Kevin. It's gonna because I gain quite a bit of weight. Not quite a bit, but yeah, some during this whole kind of process of having hernias and whatnot. Oh, it's starting to rain. I'm gonna put the phone away soon. So I'll cover it up with my hand. So I'm gonna be so we'll see what are some of the changes I made. I gotta find somewhere to go where it's not wet. Hold on. Gotta find a place with some shelter. My phone's getting wet. So I'll just cover it with my hand. So basically, it's what have I done? Since I can't really exercise a lot, I really need to change the way I kind of eat and drink and things. So right now I'm walking home from downtown Kobe. So walking is good. I've stopped drinking alcohol, so no alcohol. I'm not quitting alcohol forever, but for several months while I kind of shed unwanted kilos, no alcohol at all. Because I like beer, guys. I like beer. Beer's got a lot of calories. What else? I've been eating a lot less meat, eating a lot more vegetables, a lot more fruit, replacing any greasy snacks, not any, but most with I try not to snack. When I do, I try to have fresh vegetables or something like that. And and also a big thing is I never got enough sleep. I would always go to bed at midnight, wake up at 5, so I was always tired, perpetually tired. So I've made a choice, an active decision to kind of cut back on my number of projects and things I do. and I'm trying to get to bed at the very latest at 10:30 at night, but even better 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. And I'm feeling so much better. My mind is sharper. I'm feeling more positive, more active, just better. So we'll see how things go. The end of February, I'm gonna be operated on again. But you know, it's gonna suck. It hurts, but it could hurt a lot more if I don't get it done. And then I can get into running and get into becoming very active again and becoming more of a role model for my children by doing. You know, I want my kids to see a more, and to be able to play with a more thin, fit, active, energetic dad who can do amazing things like run marathons and stuff like that, even if I do it slowly. But you know, I want my kids to really look up to me and be proud of me. So that's one way of doing it. And it's starting to rain heavily, so I'm gonna say goodbye right now, and maybe I'll shoot another video inside the house later on. Kevin in Japan, see ya. Oh, it's raining. Later, check the links below.